Bubba, what are you doing down there? Up, up. Come here. You want to say hello to everybody? Oh, hi, honey. Welcome back to our channel.
Actually spicy. Today we are making Nihari Pizza.
It's going to be pretty awesome.
Yes. So I think we can just go ahead and get started and we'll sort of talk about how we got about the idea.
Yeah, let's do it.
While we start going. Yeah?
Yep.
Cool.
So we have already preheated the oven with the pizza stones in there for about what, 30 minutes?
Yeah. So the pizza stones have been in there. We put them in when the oven's still not on. And then we'll put them in, then turn on the oven at the highest. Ours goes up to 500 and just let it preheat with that in there. And then you want it to be in there at max temp for like another 30 minutes as well.
Cool.
So, yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna start with Nihari, which I've got right here. This idea actually came to us when we made a lot of Nihari for our davet or our party. And we had some leftover. We had our pizza dough and we're like, you know what would be really cool if we had pizza with Nihari.
Yep.
And so pretty much created this recipe with leftover Nihari, which I'm going to create into a pizza sauce. So you pretty much thicken it up.
So you're just gonna let it reduce.
Yeah, reduce. So we're gonna reduce this baby down. You can leave the meat in there, you can take the meat out. I wanted to leave the meat in there because it adds protein to our pizza.
Yeah. For sure.
We do love that.
And also just taking it out is a lot of work.
So we're just gonna keep this on high and we're just gonna let this baby boil and reduce down to a consistency that you want for your pizza sauce. We like it on the thicker side, so I'll walk you guys through the process as it's thickening up.
In the meantime,
While we wait on that,
yeah,
we are now going to create our butter, garlic butter, for our pizza crust.
Yes.
Yeah? Babe, this knife is too sharp for me. You know this. You know how much I hate this one. One time I was using this knife, and it barely touched my nail, and it literally cut through my nail. I called him and I was like, can you stop sharpening the knife?
I love this knife. My sister got this knife for me when she went to Japan.
If you guys don't know a little secret about Emil, I will tell you. He likes to collect knives and swords.
Yes. Yeah, which is why I carried a sword for our wedding. I mean, there was the whole story of like why I loved the idea of carrying the sword, but the whole reason of me even coming across it was because I love knives and swords.
You want to put the butter in the microwave for me really quick while I do this baby right here?
Actually, we have the microwave unplugged right now because the fan turns on.
Lovely.
So we'll throw that into the microwave during the cut scene because the Nihari is going to simmer for like 10-15 minutes. So we'll plug the microwave in for
So we're going to do it off camera?
Yeah.
But you essentially just put it in the oven, melt it down, but do in the intervals of...
Yeah, 5 seconds, 3 to 5 seconds. So we'll just throw the garlic in here with this, throw it into the microwave, 3 to 5 second intervals, make sure it melts down. It doesn't need to be fully liquid, but just super soft enough that like you can just sort of put a brush in there and use it as a spread.
And this is why we had the microwave unplugged.
Cool. But so there you go. See, that was 10 seconds and we're good to go. You smell that, camera? It smells good.
So if you want to come a little bit closer, I can show you how the consistency of the Nihari right now is versus where it's going to be. So this is very liquidy. And we're gonna literally reduce it down to like real thick. So, and it's starting to boil now. We're gonna keep it on high. Yep. All right, now we wait, what, 15 minutes?
Yeah.
15 minutes later.
And we're back. And Maryam's going to talk about the thickness of the Nihari.
So I've reduced the Nihari down a lot, and you can tell where we started. So right now it's like really thick. And if you come a little bit closer, you can see that the meat is also like pulled apart. Yeah, it's shredded down, so it's like not going to be chunky, which I love, because it's going to go under the toppings, not over the toppings. So you kind of want to have the meat like
be a part of the sauce as
yeah.
opposed to...
Thank you for filling in my sentences. I appreciate it right now.
That's why we're married.
That too, but I, for some reason, have such a hard time like being on camera or like looking presentable or even talking while I'm cooking, because I'm so into what I'm doing. So I have to be reminded that, oh, like I have to say stuff. All right, I think we're good. So you want to thicken it up to the point like this. You see it? Like, this is gonna be good.
It's almost like slightly thinner molasses.
Yes.
Like what? Like maple syrup thickness almost, right?
Yeah. Yep. All right, we're ready to transfer this baby?
Yep.
Oh my God, I did not see the rubber on that thing, and I almost freaked out. I was like, don't touch that.
So we're just gonna put it back into the same bowl we took it out of.
And you can just tell the quantity that it's reduced down to. It was full, and now it's like literally half of that.
Yeah, not even.
Yeah.
So now what we have here is we're gonna start getting the dough ready. This is just dough that we bought from Whole Foods. That's really the favorite dough that we have.
Oh, oh my God,
Yeah.
I've never seen it this big before.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, per the directions, we've sort of let it sit for about 2.5 hours. This is the dough, if anybody's looking for it. Is this a regular pizza dough from Whole Foods? We found that theirs is the best.
But this is the plain pizza dough. They'll have like combinations. There is one that's garlic and spinach. There is whole wheat. Yeah. So like really read the dough before you pick it up to make sure you're getting the right one. We use a plain.
Yeah, that's our favorite one. So, per the directions, is just sitting in a lightly oiled bowl, oiled with olive oil. Just throwing some whole wheat flour, or sorry, all-purpose flour onto the counter and onto the top of the dough as well, because we're going to sort of take this out. I'm sure there's a nicer way to take it out. I don't know it. I am not a professional at this. I just like making pizza. So we're going to throw that. We like making pizza. This will make pretty much 2 pies. So we're just going to cut this in half. Anybody who comes from a Desi household, you know what this knife is.
It is so true.
Our mom's knife.
So the funny thing is, my mom had these knives, and when I got married, she literally snuck them in my bag and was just like, you're taking them with you because you're gonna need them. I actually, sorry mom, I threw them away because I was like, I don't need those. And behold,
Yeah, so
I needed it.
yeah, so my mom ended up giving us this one because Maryam kept complaining about how sharp the knives that we have.
Well, there are certain things that we grew up doing that like we just did it like this, like
in your hands, yeah.
In your hands, like when we peeled like onions for whatever reason, like it was just you would do it like this. So something that I've picked up over the years, my parents done it, and so I really missed this thing. So now I regret throwing the other ones, but.
Yeah. So we cut that in half. It's very roughly half. It's probably, closer to a third. We just rolled and tucked it a little bit, and we're going to cover that back up, let it sit. This one, we're going to roll and tuck it again. We don't need this knife anymore, so we'll put that in there. So really just pulling it into like a little ball and, pulling it underneath.
Do you want to mention how you learned how to do?
Yeah, all this stuff is through YouTube, like where you're seeing this now. for anybody who works at like a pizza place or has worked at a pizza place or has, you know, whatever, and wants to say that I'm doing this wrong, make it better at your own house. I don't know what to tell you. You know, some
Why
people.
are you so mean?
I'm not mean. I'm just telling you don't comment that I'm doing it wrong. If the pizza comes out good.
It's criticism, I feel. It's feedback.
Yeah, it is.
So be like, okay.
Say it nicely then.
Oh,
So,
why did I do this with you?
You know, actually though, I tried to do it by hand the first several times we made pizza. And then I actually watched, there's a famous place in New York, I think it's called Lucali's Pizza, which is like the pizza place in like Brooklyn, right? Like you cannot get a reservation there. And the guy there actually uses a wine bottle to roll out the pizza, because he's like, you know, whatever, who cares? If it's good, right? Who cares how you make it? And I was like, you know what? You're right, because I couldn't get the dough thin enough when I was making it by hand. Whereas when I use a rolling pin, I can get it nice and thin. So, you know, I'm gonna move this over so I don't knock it around.
I love how this rolling pin was with us for 2.5 years, and it was
For rotis.
For rotis, but we not made a roti in our house,
But we make pizza.
and that's all that matters.
Exactly. So when we started thinking of this recipe, you know, we looked it up online and we were like, hey, is there, like, has anybody ever made Nihari Pizza? And we actually couldn't find it anywhere. So, you know.
We like to believe that this is the original recipe. I think it is. Well, actually, I know it is.
Well,
But-
it is original in the sense that, like, we've definitely came up with it
With
on
it-
our own, but we just don't know if anybody else,
has done it.
Nihari Pizza before.
If you know somebody or have seen it before, please share, comment below, let us know. But if you guys do try it, or you know somebody else that tries our recipe, tag us.
Yeah.
We
You know,
would like,
There's like a random restaurant that all of a sudden starts making this dope Nihari Pizza. You let them know.
and then you guys pay like what,
You let
15
them
bucks
know,
for it. We
"Man,
better be a part of
Maryam
this.
Made that pizza. All right. This is not really like a perfect circle or whatever, but that's okay, because we're gonna eat it.
We appreciate imperfections.
Yes. What is it called? Wabi sabi, the Japanese idea of sort of making things on your own and then being imperfect.
Babe, that's pretty round.
I know, I'm just getting it nice and thin because, you know, see how it keeps
Yeah.
retracting a little bit. So I try to roll it out a little bit.
No, I'm saying like you were saying that it's not perfect, but I think it's pretty close to what my rotis. Actually, my parathas were good.
Yeah, your parathas came out pretty good, man.
They were round, and I made them for the first time, so.
All right, so now the dough is pretty much done. We'll make the other second one off camera, but this one, let's get this onto the pizza stones.
Okay, do you want me to move this so you can put the pizza stone here? Okay, cool. So we have some of our toppings right here. I'm gonna move my unnecessary bottles off the camera.
So, I mean, as we mentioned before, the pizza stones have been in the oven, preheating for quite some time. So
We also
essentially,
need this baby right here.
the moment that the dough will hit the pizza stone, it's going to start cooking, right? So this pizza stone is plenty hot.
I'm moving this baby over here because I need this. You okay?
Yeah, cool. Let's get that.
Okay, all right. Ooh, yes. Yummers. Also, do you want to mention the fact that you should avoid getting stuff on the pizza stone because
Yes.
it's
So,
harder to clean and you can't really wash it, so.
Yeah. The pizza stones, at least these ones, you can't wash. So, you know, you can brush it off or whatever once it's done, but with water and stuff. But like, you know, we made another pizza where we tried to do a honey
Crust.
glaze on the crust, and now that stone has honey all over it. And I've wiped it off a couple times, and it's pretty clean now, but you know. There you go, you hear that? That's Nihari on our pizza stone.
It's a little, you get it.
So cheese-wise, this is actually a combination of provolone and Kobe Jack. We can never find it shredded, so we actually just take slices and we cut them up by
Yeah.
hand. So throw that on there.
You can do the provolone, I'll do the Colby Jack.
You want to butter up the crust. Ouch. It's just a little bit of jalapeno right there. And then some onions that we cut into rings.
That's good?
Yep.
All right, ready to pop it in the oven?
Yes. First pizza, since the pizza stones are already so hot, you know, the bottom's already cooking, so you want to put it on the top rack. So bring that out and let that cook for a few minutes. We'll leave the oven light on so we can visibly tell when it's done. And then while that happens, I'll make the second thing of dough. So the pizza's been in there now for 6-7 minutes. If you want to come take a look, you know, visually, because the crust is thin enough, you can tell that the pizza is done when the top has nice little browning on it, right? So that it's nice and done. We're gonna move this over to the cooling rack. And while that's cooling, we're actually gonna move the other pizza up to the top rack.
I'm gonna do the second coat on the thing real quick. It's optional, you don't have to. I just like mine a little buttery. And then this is a combination of lemon zest and cilantro.
Yep. Which, you know, we feel like it adds like a nice level of sort of brightness and freshness.
That you need for all of these ingredients right here. So you're just gonna kind of take this and sprinkle on top.
All right, so that is
Smells so
pretty
good.
much done.
Oh my God, I say that in every video. It smells so
I know,
good.
but when it smells good, it smells good.
Right? I can't, I hate this thing. Before I butcher it. Did I do it? Did you hear it? I think I did
What a
it.
rocket. So that's the pizza cut up. You want to try it now?
Yep.
All right. Let's do this. 3, 1, 2, cheers. I don't know what I was counting for.
So too much clapping. Yo. Best one yet.
Yeah.
Yep. The freshness.
You don't have to wait for. You have to wait.
Oh,
I'll
God.
get it in a sec, I promise.
Oh yeah, baby, we did it. We did it right this time.
You know, I have to say, the hardest thing about making recipes, getting it right the first time, it's not that hard. Because you like play around with it, whatever. Recreating it is actually the hardest part. So when we're writing recipes, we're constantly writing things on our phone, scratching it out, updating it. Okay, all right.
Let's give him this one. Because I feel like it has everything on there.
All right, you ready? Oh.
Camera's ready.
Yeah?
Oh my God. That's it, we're gonna keep on eating this.
We have 2 of these.
No shame in our game.
Oh, this is good. All right,
This
cool.
is so good.
Thanks, guys.
Bruce,
Like, subscribe, comment, share, do those things.
recreate.
Recreate. But if somebody tries to take credit for this, you let them know. You let them know Maryam Nabeel from Actually Spicy potentially invented Nihari Pizza.
We did it, baby.
All right, cool. Thanks, guys. Peace out.